The shocking turn of events unfolding in Port Charles has taken an already tense storyline and magnified it into something that could change the landscape of General Hospital forever. What began as a seemingly ordinary night for Drew quickly turned into a nightmare, a chain of events so violent and unexpected that it leaves viewers questioning not only who pulled the trigger but why. This is no fleeting drama, it is the kind of twist that shakes every corner of the canvas, intertwining love, loyalty, betrayal, and vengeance in a single bloody act that no one saw coming. When Drew returned home, there was no sense that danger lurked behind him. His night carried the kind of quiet weight that often precedes tragedy. Alone in the living room, he poured himself a drink, perhaps as a means to ease the turbulence of his mind. He studied a framed photo with Willow, the woman whose presence and engagement symbolized both solace and hope in his life. The ring glinted with an air of reassurance, a silent promise of stability. Drew whispered the reassurance to himself that everything would be okay, almost as though saying it aloud could convince fate to align with his wishes. But General Hospital thrives on the irony of moments like these, where declarations of peace serve as preludes to devastating violence. Unbeknownst to Drew, he was not alone in the house. Trina and Kai had already slipped quietly into hiding, abandoning their safe mission to conceal themselves in the bedroom. Whether they were there by coincidence or design remains unclear, but their presence meant there were witnesses to what was about to transpire. What they saw, however, would forever scar them and thrust them into the crosshairs of a mystery larger than either could have anticipated. The calm of the moment shattered in an instant. A gunshot ripped through the air, the sound echoing like a thunderclap inside the walls of Drew's home. His body jerked in shock as the bullet tore into his back, his glass slipping from his hand and shattering against the floor. The photo frame slipped from his grasp, too, breaking apart as his knees buckled. The camera of fate lingered on his stunned expression, as though his mind was trying to comprehend that his life, so carefully rebuilt, so full of promises yet to be fulfilled, was being ripped away in the span of seconds. Yet the horror did not end there. The shooter, unseen and merciless, was not satisfied with a single shot. As Drew lay struggling, another bullet was fired, deliberate and brutal, striking him again and sending his body crashing fully to the ground. The finality of the act was undeniable. This was no accident, no warning shot, but a calculated assassination carried out with precision. In the silence that followed, only the muffled gasps of Trina and Kai filled the void as they trembled in their hiding place. Their panic and fear were palpable, their lives hanging on the desperate hope that the assailant would not discover them. For Drew, the tragedy is deeply personal, but for Port Charles, the implications are explosive. Questions swirl like smoke from the gun. Who orchestrated this attack? Was Drew a random victim, or was he deliberately targeted? His recent entanglements in legal scandals, his connections to Willow, and his presence in the orbit of Michael, Carly, and Sonny all raise the stakes. Drew had enemies, both known and unknown, and the timing of the shooting suggests it was not only premeditated but tied to a larger conspiracy that has yet to be unraveled. The brutality of the scene also redefines the roles of those who witnessed it. Trina and Kai now carry the weight of traumatic knowledge, trapped between their own fear and their obligation to come forward. Their silence could protect them from the wrath of a shadowy assailant, but it could also bury the truth of what really happened to Drew. On the other hand, stepping into the light as witnesses could expose them to dangers they are not prepared to face. The tension of their dilemma deepens the storyline, as the balance between justice and survival teeters precariously in their hands. At the heart of the matter lies Drew's connection to Willow. That quiet moment of reflection before the shots rang out now becomes a tragic irony. The engagement ring he admired may soon transform from a symbol of love into a reminder of what was lost in an instant. For Willow, the aftermath will be devastating, not only emotionally but potentially legally and socially. Questions of inheritance, custody, and family loyalty will inevitably bubble to the surface, especially with Michael's ties to both Willow and Drew. Carly, too, will be forced to navigate the fallout, her protective instincts clashing with her own grief. And yet, perhaps the most chilling layer of this story is the mystery of the shooter. Their identity remains cloaked, but General Hospital thrives on layered intrigue, and viewers know that behind the mask of violence lies a motive steeped in betrayal, vengeance, or greed. Was it someone tied to Drew's past military missions, seeking retribution long overdue? Was it an orchestrated move by one of Port Charles's power players, designed to destabilize the fragile alliances that bind the town together? Or is the culprit someone far closer, someone whose betrayal will send shockwaves through every corner of Drew's life? The writing on the wall is clear. Drew's shooting is not a closed chapter but the opening of a sprawling, multi-layered arc that will ripple outward, ensnaring characters who had no idea they were even part of the story. It is not merely a crime, it is a catalyst, pulling together storylines of love, loyalty, and corruption into a single violent act. The reverberations will be felt in every home, every relationship, and every fragile truce in Port Charles. As Drew lies wounded, possibly fatally, viewers are left holding their breath, torn between grief and anticipation, knowing that the darkness behind this crime is only beginning to reveal itself. General Hospital has always thrived on its ability to merge personal tragedy with larger conspiracies, and this moment exemplifies that tradition. Drew's shooting is not simply about his fate, it is about the secrets that will surface because of it, the betrayals that will be exposed, and the alliances that will fracture. Whether he survives or not, his blood on the floor marks a turning point for the show, ensuring that what comes next will be nothing short of explosive. Stay tuned, because this detective story is far from over. The real drama lies not only in who pulled the trigger, but in what this act of violence will unearth. General Hospital has opened the door to a storyline of shocking revelations, devastating choices, and dangerous entanglements, and once the first bullet was fired, there was no going back. Would you like me to expand this article even further into a full serialized style piece, closer to 10,000 characters, by adding multiple sections such as Drew's psychological state leading up to this night, the potential suspects and their motives, how Trina and Kai's perspective adds depth, the ripple effects for Willow, Michael, and Carly, and the broader implications for Port Charles's power struggles?